Alright, good afternoon, and welcome back to Dry Top. We are going to continue to move forward with our Guild Wars 2 story playthrough. We are now on Season 2. So where we picked up, we uh, got following Season 1, following the death of Scarlet, Scarlet's big machine, big crazy corkscrew thing, plunged into the seabed in the bay in Lion's Arch and may or may not have triggered some sort of response. The cutscene led us to believe that it did. And of course, that big machine was apparently targeting like ley lines, right? So then we get a letter from the mysterious E, and this tells us, hey, there's some things happening in Brisbane Wildlands. We need to look into this. This could be serious business. And we reach Brisbane Wildlands. We meet up with Belinda, Marjorie's sister, and we help them fight their way through some vines so we can get into the next area, which is here. It's Dry Top. And when we get to Dry Top, what we discover is that the Zephyrite fleet was sabotaged and destroyed. Now, we can't see it right now very well, courtesy of the Sandstorm, which is a sort of pseudo meta event type thing that takes place here specifically on Dry Top. Oh, look at that! And that's kind of the center of the whole Sandstorm thing. It provides different events, but also it exposes these. We can see another one over here. These buried locked chests. There's one up there as well. So this is kind of the treasure phase of the Sandstorm, or of this map, we can come around and gather these. You need keys to open them, and the keys are gathered via conducting events on this map, right? We're not really here to do map things. We are here to do story things. So when we discovered the situation regarding the downed Zephyrite fleet, we also learned that the Master of Peace, who's like the leader of the Zephyrites, is on the run. Presumably whoever destroyed the fleet is trying to get him, and he is on the run. So as of right now, we are tracking the Master of Peace. Search for clues as to the whereabouts of the Master of Peace. And where we last left off, the idea was, hey, maybe, if I were him, I would have gone to the nearest village. This being the nearest village. So, our little green thing doesn't pop up, but it should be like right around here. Oh, we have to actually interact with that dude. Okay, there we go. So, merchant, let's see, what did it say? Slain by a single stab wound. Well, that's not good, I guess. That's not how I want to go. Now we have another green thing over here in the mines. Oh, man. It's right there. We might as well grab it, right? Right on the edge of the quicksand. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Alright, let's head into the mines. What do we got over here? Alana. Lana, what do you know about all this nonsense? Master of Peace. Where is he? We're trying to find him. I don't want any trouble. I saw what happened to that merchant. The dead one, or the one who's selling things? Which merchant here? Yes, the dead one. I was there when he sold supplies to one of those Zephyrites. Not an hour later, he turns up dead. Killed just for crossing paths with that man. Which man? Can you clarify? We're trying to find the killer. He was in a hurry to get himself out of town. Looked like the Zephyrite was headed west out towards Spurbend Canyon. Sounds like he was fleeing into the canyon. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? If he was headed west towards the canyon, maybe he was trying to flee into the canyon. Thank you, Alana. Super insightful, as always. Thank you for your contributions. Alright, let's look for clues near Spurbend Canyon. So I do kind of like the Sandstorm thing. It's kind of cool. If it were to appear on a whole bunch of different maps, if this were kind of to be a thing across Season 2 or something, that would be maybe less desirable. But it's going to appear on about half of Season 2 because this is only a portion of Dry Top. Dry Top's going to expand and cover a whole bunch of stuff here, and it affects the entire map of Dry Top. So that's the extent to which this Sandstorm thing will impact us, but it won't carry over to the next map, and there are Season 2 things that take place well outside of this map as well. So. As we approach battlegrounds, we stop. We're too exhausted to do anything. Wind, sun, and weather were conspiring to slow our progress. So that's kind of interesting because I think here it's legitimately talking about the weather, but wind, sun, and lightning are the various aspects of the Zephyrite, right? Words have faded. Angrily scrawled in the margin in a unique handwriting, the single word him. The handwriting matches the saboteur's. Now, honestly, I don't remember where we last saw the saboteur's handwriting. Like, I'm not sure where that comes from, but okay. We're on the case. Like, we're gonna track this down. Now, if I sound a little dismissive or like kind of sarcastic about the whole thing, forgive me, because honestly, I do think season 2 is actually like way underrated and is probably some of the better story content that they've actually released. I think it's better than season 3. I think it's better than season 4. I think it's better than Pathfire. So, yeah, it is good. I don't want to take that away. Like, it is. Do we want to go do Dustmite Twister? No, we do not. We want to read this paper scrap. Ooh, well, that's the solemnity. That's a hard word. Is making it difficult to breathe. That's weird. A sense of solemnness is making it hard for you to breathe. This is where Destiny's Edge confronted the Crystal Dragon. Okay, so not necessarily referring to Dry Top, because that did not happen in Dry Top. You can see the crystalline remains of her corpse from here. Wow. So that would be important to a Zephyrite, because the Zephyrites, for them, Glint is a very important figure. Again, I don't want to say it's like a religious thing. It's more like a philosophical thing. So in that sense, it's more like Buddhism than it is like Islam, right? But they adhere to the teachings and philosophies passed on to them by Glint as a Glint being like the one dragon at that time who was not hostile towards humanity. They forged an alliance with her, that being Glint, and led her into their minds. They guarded her legacy for as long as they could, but sadly their race was not to live forever. Okay, that's actually not a reference, however, to the Zephyrites. This is probably a reference to, is it the Forgotten? I think it's the Forgotten. Destiny decided otherwise, and thus the torch was passed to my ancestors. We hid ourselves away for hundreds of years, helping her as we could, and keeping her secrets. So now that's a reference to the Zephyrites, right? It was passed to the Zephyrites from, I think it was the Forgotten? Although, we find Glint with, in Guild Wars 1, we find her...
Feel the fury.
Man, it's been so long. I don't remember. Yeah, no, I read that. Oh, dragons consume magic, but they do not destroy it. They hold it within themselves like a sponge holds water. I only hope we're faster than the scavengers and power mongers who would use her body to advance. So we're attributing that to the Master of Peace, apparently. Although, again, it sounds much more like a history book than like, than like an important, well, not that it's not an important observation, but he's not writing it down like hey, here's what I had today for lunch. Like, this is, it's history, right? All right, cornered. Who's cornered? What's cornered? Nice timing. I was just about to have Scruffy punch us away through this vine gate. Okay, well, I'll step back here since Scruffy is punching. Oh, she hopped right in there. And... punch, punch, punch. Good punching, Scruffy. Man, what a puncher.
Come here. Is it here? It must be here. Somewhere. No.
What? What must be here?
Where's the Master of Peace?
All right. So there is a bit of a lapse here in terms of kind of an aspect of the storytelling, which is we don't. I don't know how we know immediately that like this is Aaron, and besides the fact that his name is Aaron right there, but assuming that that is not like a thing that exists in the world and a little name tape above your head. So I'm not sure how they know that, right? But they do. They found him, the saboteur.
Unhappy times. Unhappy. Must find the master.
Is he talking to himself?
He definitely sounds delusional. The point is that we're stuck here until we can break down
Time to
those
do some
lines.
real damage.
I have an idea. If you can keep those vines from snagging scrubbing, I can probably back through.
By punching again. Do it, Tommy. Yeah, so Aaron definitely appears like unstable in some way, right? Like, not just talking to himself because... Oh, man, I hope that's not a bad sign. I talk to myself all the time. Presumably, I'm talking to myself right now. But, kind of everything about his, like, ranting there does not sound good from the standpoint of, like, mental and emotional stability, right?
Watch my back while I smash these.
Unhappy times. Unhappy. Smash the vines then, Timey. Jeez. I already killed all the things. Alright, good job. The saboteur Aaron. Oh no, look at this. We got, like, more bad guys.
Time to do some real damage. Here we go.
So Season 2 was really good in terms of opportunities for achievements and mastery points. So we are actually going to get a ton of mastery points while we're doing our Season 2 playthrough, which will be nice because that will
There he is.
open the door for
All right. Getting close.
open the door for us to continue advancing our masteries. Boom. Achievement right there. Alright. What are you doing, Gazelle? Stand up straight.
Conjure up a bone bridge, but it wouldn't cross the whole distance. It won't last forever, but it might last long enough for one of you to get across.
I'm already over here. You can waypoint to friend.
On the other side.
Don't you guys have waypoint to friend?
Turn there. Just need you to watch.
Didn't you get some of those for your 1-year birthday? You should have a bunch of them. You guys have been around for like 9 years. You should have at least 45 waypoint to friends. Apparently not. Alright.
Okay, if that's how you want to play it.
Oh no,
Do
more
some
roots.
real damage. They'll have to hit much harder. Feel the fury. We can't let him get away again. What dreadful business.
Indeed. Dreadful. Hey, there he is.
Hey, stop what you're doing right this minute.
Not on your life. Perhaps on your death. I will continue and I will be victorious.
Okay, so unfortunately, no real clarity on what victorious means. We don't know exactly what that's in reference to. Presumably victorious in trying to do bad guy things, right? Oh, and he's got a little shield up. Perhaps what will help. You disappearing? You portaling around? Oh, that right there. There we go. So this is what we need. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the sun aspect, and we're just going to scream right into him, and that's going to disable his shield.
Taking it farther away.
Let him escape.
You'll waste my time.
All right, so he's made reference to it a couple times. That is actually, like, important to us. The whole it thing. There's some achievement to be, like, gained by, like, getting over there. I don't remember what it is. There he is. Oh, and who's that over there? Is that the masterpiece? It is, or I wouldn't have said that, right?
Huh? You're here.
I am here. No. Oh.
Right foul. Trivial vows. Trivial people. I've seen the bigger picture. You are in my way.
You've lost your mind and your true heart. I'm sorry. You will not prevail.
Wait. Oh, man, I kind of wish I had equipped long whip. Oh, well. We'll make do. Ooh, I didn't want that. Not helpful. Ah, now I need one of the thingy things. Ooh, bomb. Right, so that's like a normal like ArenaNet thing, right? To like kind of set up at some point earlier all the mechanics that you're gonna need to succeed, and that's good. Like that's good that they do that, right? Oh my gosh, he's really trying to blow him. Oh, he did it. So there's an achievement for not having that happen. Now we no longer have the achievement, which is not the end of the world by any stretch of imagination. I was just trying to get it since we were already doing the instance anyway. Get those things out of the way. So I think the idea is that if you're melee, that you can use those to, you know, try to jump to where he is and use your melee skills versus you know, like throwing my axes across the gap there. And I should have prioritized healing instead of prioritize pulling another pet out. Not hopeful. Ah, there we go. Let's throw rocks at that thing. There we go. Bad gameplay. Embarrassing and shameful. Alright, let's finish this up. Oh, the orangey thing again.
Time to do some real damage.
Oh, the orangey things went away. Can I get some more, please? Ah, there's some more. Alrighty.
Feel the fury.
That should about do it.
This is getting serious.
Alright, got him. No more Aaron. But, what do we learn from that? What does it mean for us? I don't know. Hey guys, down there. What do you think it means for us? Oh, there you go.
What dreadful business.
Can we actually take that portal down? Ah, we could. Thoughts? Anyone?
Thank you for your service. I'm sorry you got involved in my troubles.
Why was he after you?
He started losing his mind on the ship. He's the one who sabotaged it, you know.
Yes, we know. Did he want revenge on you for something?
No. He wanted me to give him power. Great power. That he couldn't handle. I refused. He could not let it go.
Will you come back now? We can escort you.
No. My journey has only just begun. You will tell my people that I am well, and that I continue onward?
Yeah, sure, we'll tell them. Won't they ask where you're going?
No. Those who don't know my destination know enough not to ask. Be well. I'm glad our paths crossed today.
Okay, that didn't really offer us a lot of clarity. But it will make sense later, right? So we will ultimately learn what it was that Aaron was after and what the masterpiece is talking about when he's talking about great power. And the great power is not like being imbued with some sort of incredible capability. Rather, it's the the power of being given. It's almost, when you say great power, it also kind of refers to a great responsibility of protecting something and possessing something that needs to be protected. So we will gain more clarity on that as time goes on. We should check his body. I want to know everything there is to know about him. Okay. Maybe we should go back to Prosperity and see who else saw him. Okay. Maybe he said something to someone there. Yeah, great idea. Great idea, Marjorie. You are full of great ideas. You never know. We still don't know why he was so intent on killing the masterpiece. His insane ramblings reminded me uncomfortably of Scarlet. Yeah, so the very first time that I saw that, I thought, man, that's dumb. Like, yeah, it was Scarlet-esque, and Scarlet was kind of daffy, and now we got this guy who's also a bit daffy, and they're both Sylvari, and it's like, is ArenaNet kind of a one-trick pony, or like, what's going on here? But actually, we will learn a lot more about that as time goes on. Do you think they were allies? It's possible, but he didn't mention her specifically. True. I got a bad feeling. I was deeply unnerved by him. So he's just creepy. He's a creepy guy. All I could think about was Scarlet and Lion's Arch. What if Scarlet was the tip of the iceberg? Ooh. What does that mean? Like, why are we... What brings us to that conclusion? I don't know. Maybe it's foreshadowing on the part of the studio. We will have to see. Llama hair and a few bits of straw are stuck to Aaron's clothes. Okay, well, there are llamas throughout this map, so they're hidden, though. It's an achievement. You have to find all the little llamas. What about the paper he's got in his pocket? Lettering is frantic and only partially legible. Leader will die. The rest will fall in line. We will not fail. Okay, who is we? Like, what are you not failing at? Questions. Lots of questions. Okay, all that, and of course I talked a lot about the Return to achievements in my 0 to 0 playthrough. Like, that was part of the 0 to 0. What we just got with all those keys and the sand and stuff. So some of it was for, completing the story, but some of it was the 0 to 0, or not 0 to 0, the Return to achievements, which are like really, really good. They should not be ignored. If you were new to the game and you were like, hey, I want to play through the story and kind of learn about the story and all that business, which you should do. I mean, it's, the game does have a story. I don't think it's always amazing, but it does have a story. There's a whole storyline to everything. So unless you're just here for like PvP, you might as well check it out, play through it, and you're going to advance your account and so forth along the way. But also, while you're doing that, pursue the Return to achievements. There's benefit in that. You will be glad you did. Gone, all gone. I'm ruined. What happened here? So this is the point where the vines came up. Remember, I talked about how the vines weren't there the whole time. Now the vines are there, right? Oh no, vines. So now this guy's having a rough life because his bar has been invaded by crazy vines. By the way, sorry about your whole thing, your whole experience here, but have you seen Strange Sylvari around? Sure, but she was gone long before all this happened. All this happened. She was a creepy one, though. Rolled into town with a huge load of crates and bought a place to hole up in. No, we were talking about Aaron. He's talking about crazy red stalks growing out of her head. He's talking about Scarlet. Alright. So, like, we're done with Scarlet, but we are apparently not done with Scarlet in the sense that she is relevant to the story, to what's going on here. So here's this guy. Like, if my town had just gotten thrashed by vines, like, what would I do? I would hang out under a corpse and talk to strangers. And that's what Gigor here is doing.
A new face.
Oh, God, look what it did to him. It could have been me. What are those things? Well, we're trying to find out. What's going on here? Sylvari. I remember her. She came around asking about rumors herself. Said she heard something about the mine and some magical underground river or something. Now, that should sound familiar to us, right? Because clearly, like, we know Scarlet's interest in the ley lines, and they were described as like a magical underground river. I tend to view them more as like, especially when we start seeing them visually, like in person, they almost they feel like conduits, right? It's kind of she was looking for that. I told her that if we hit underground river, we'd abandon the mine on account of how they tend to flood everything without notice. That didn't discourage her, okay, because he clearly doesn't understand what she's making reference to. I think that's understandable. Did she find it? No idea. All I know is she was looking for something. She had excavation equipment in her crates. Maybe she found it and it carried her away. Yes, the river carried her away. All right. Thanks, Gigor. What a guy. What a guy. Dabnea. That's quite a name. Dabnea looks a lot like the sister of what was her face in the mine. Like they have a very similar appearance, don't they? You got that look in your eye. Where is this going? Nothing. Never mind. Never mind. I generally end conversations real quick when someone says something. I guess we don't have that choice. We're looking for information on a Silvari who lives here. Wouldn't say she lived here, just came and went. Oh, man. She'd go into a room, wouldn't come out for days or even weeks. Alright. Well, I guess we gotta deal with this now because we're gonna have a hard time talking to Dabney if we don't deal with this.
Feel the fury.
That's how it goes sometimes. You're just trying to do your thing, and here come Mordrum. Sneaking up on you to make your life hard. So really, we might be able to talk to her again after killing this guy. I don't know that we need to do the whole event. We could, I suppose, but I also don't know that I, like, care that much about the event. Like, honestly, it's kind of a... Is anyone else here doing this with us? I don't see anyone else around. All these other guys are going to try and kill us while we're talking. Oh, you know what? I don't even... Oh, yeah, she does still have the little green star over her head. Alright, so in theory, we could continue to talk to her while the event's taking place. Hey, you. Help me with this so I can continue my little thing. Thanks. You're a champ. You're a champ. Oh, my pet! Not my pet! Alright, we're just about done. Elementalist, it seems. Yay, go team. Okay. Dabnea, glad you didn't die while that whole thing happened. Yes, I have a look in my eyes. Yeah, she came and went. Some engineer with obsession all over her. Man, Dabnea's got, like, real sense for the dramatic. Her and Marjorie would get along great, right? As far as I know, she never said more than 3 words to anyone. And only then if she needed food or supplies. Now, that doesn't sound like Scarlet, but, you know, maybe, you know, Scarlet's going through different phases in her life. Other people might know more. What about this guy literally right next to you? Guy got Anhinga? I don't think... Yeah. Okay, what about this gal? That came out of nowhere. Yeah, didn't it? Like, we were standing right here talking to Dabney and then shebang. I just want directions to that mysterious Silvari's room. You thinking of breaking in and looting her place? Not recommended. She took security to a whole new level. Not the friendly type, despite those perky red pigtail flowers on her head. Yes, we've met her, we know. Where's the room? Alright, it's this room. So, that door would have been closed, if I remember correctly, when all this is going on. Because up till now in the story, we haven't been in there. See? Door closed. Can't get through. Windows shuttered up. Rox, what are your thoughts on this? I know what you're thinking, because I'm thinking it too. That Silvari was Scarlet. Okay, then yes, we are thinking. I mean, just saying that, like, leaves a lot of things open. Like, I know what you're thinking, because I'm thinking it too. Yeah, we should provide the Ukrainians F-16s. Is that what... No, the Silvari was Scarlet. Alright. Are we sure? Yes, they need the F-16s. What do you want to do about it? Give them F-16s. Bram, what are we waiting for? We're all sure it's Scarlet who was in here. Did you hear that shard by the well? I did, and I'm with you. It was Scarlet. Stand back, I'll break it down. We should just say yes. No, Bram, not so fast. We need to get in there safely. So here's the thing, like, Bram is going to smash it down and we say no. Wait and see what we do with this door, though. We don't have a key. I say bust it down. Alright, so we're all in agreement. We're going to bust the door down, but, Crackle of magic creates a steady hum around this door. It's locked and the threat is clear. So now we're just gonna stand over here. And boom, smash it down. Like so, like Bram was right all along, apparently. All right, let's go inside. Oh, nice bed. I like it. Except, oh, I guess this is the bed. She just left stuff on her bed. Messy Scarlet. Oh, look at that. We got like one of the steam creature heads. So this, like, I want to know a whole lot more about the steam creatures. I want to know a whole lot more about the steam creatures.
Scruffy, come, stand guard.
Stand guard, Scruffy. I like that.
Come on, Bram, get in here.
Like we're gonna put Scruffy on like sentry mode or something, which is actually a thing, as we will learn later. Scruffy has sentry mode. All right, so now we're all just gonna kind of
Looks
stand
like the
around.
villagers were right. Scarlet was here.
Indeed.
The dust in here is thick, and these plants are all but dead. She definitely hasn't been here in a long time. Look, look, look! This is a historical find.
What's a
Careful,
historical
Mom.
find?
You'll pop a gasket.
She hasn't been here in a very long time. This, oh, and that great Glarg.
Great Glarg.
Sorry, I didn't know you spoke Eton.
What?
What is
What do you
this
say we
place?
break open some of these crates? One good whack with my mace and...
No, no, no! Be careful.
Okay, now that really doesn't seem wise, Bram.
Valuable.
We should probably report this find to somebody. Ellen Keel, perhaps?
No, no, are you crazy? You can't tell anybody. They'd come and take it all away. I need time.
What do you need time for? You don't need to be digging in this old junk.
It is not junk.
Scarlet's dead. Let's let sleeping dragons lie.
I found something interesting over
Why would you
here.
say dragons?
Come and see.
All right. So we're getting a little bit of nonsense from everybody, right? Like for Timey, this is like a shrine
I
almost.
know where she got the inspiration for that weird hairdo.
We do? Where? I want to see. Oh yeah, look at that. She's got some flowers that match it. That's cute. Rox is like, hey, let's let somebody know. Who? I don't know. Ellen Keel. Why Ellen Keel? What, like we're a long ways away from Lion's Arch. We are here. Lion's Arch is here. What the heck does Ellen Keel have to do with any of this? Rox, you are ridiculous. Bram just wants to break everything. And like so Bram had, bless you, Bram had a lot of potential as a character, and then they kind of frittered it away a little bit. And everyone's like, I hate Bram. I don't necessarily hate Bram as much as I hate some other characters. There are characters I hate a lot more, like Keith. Bram had a lot of potential, but it's moments like this when they just make him like really stupid, like, let's smash your thing, that like his potential is wasted. It's too bad. All right, Casimir, what did you find? Take a look at this book and tell me what you think. Don't you hate that when people are like, oh, this is amazing? What is? Take a look. No, don't take a look. I asked you a question. Tell me what's amazing. Stupid. Nature Dragons by Ogden Stonehealer. Oh, Ogden, right? So he's a really famous dwarf that like was the last surviving dwarf when the rest of them got turned to stone. Tell me more. Or should I say dragons of nature? Yes, dragons have been long fought to be as much part of Tyria as the sun, the moon, land, and seas. Interesting. No one, not even the dwarves, know how long they've been here. The Jotun and the Norn both have lingering stories passed down through the generations about the last rise of dragons. So the Jotun, and you actually learn a bit about this in the Norn personal story, are an ancient race and have a really, really long established history. They were actually at one point in time like more like humans or Norn, and then they degenerated as a result of like misuse of power and stuff. Like they degenerated as a race, and so they're now a lesser race. But they were not always a lesser race, right? So the Jotun are actually like significant, but kind of lost at this point in Guild Wars 2's history. And in no way am I advocating for them to be like a playable race or something. That'd be really stupid. It's just, you know, there's many like places within the lore of Guild Wars 2 where like more things could be explored or examined, and the history of the Jotun is certainly one of them. Most scholars give these tales little credit, unfortunately, as so much time has passed. It was over 10,000 years ago that the dragons last returned to their slumber. Interesting. Where do we get that number, since it all seems to be so ancient we don't know anything about it? The very existence of these tales, however, indicates that the dragons have awakened at least twice in history. The word Mordremoth is heavily scratched in the margins. So as far as I know, that would be like the very first time that we see the word or hear the name or whatever of Mordremoth. Okay. Ancient documents found now in the German Priory's collection reveal accounts passed down by other races, such as powerful seers and even the human gods themselves. Okay. Cool. Thoughts, Casimir? Fascinating. We hear dragon stories all our lives, but usually fairy tales or stories that tend to keep young children from misbehaving. I never thought of them as part of nature. Well, they are like kind of forces in nature, ancient, sure. If there's any indication, Scarlett's research into dragons started early. Okay, because this being this, and so this is kind of the first hint of what's going to be mentioned several times here. The Scarlet that we see reflected in like the various paraphernalia in this room predates the Scarlet, you know, the wacky like villain, you know, Scooby-Doo kind of thing that we saw out of Scarlet when we actually were like in season 1 and we were fighting her. So this is a more this is Scarlet before she completely went off the rails, right? Their power, you know, maybe it was their power that attracted her to studying them. Seems to be a theme with her. Yeah, you're probably right, but she wanted knowledge too. Okay. Yeah. So
She must have been young.
you might be onto something there.
It looks
Casimir.
like she was still a student.
Indeed.
I will have a more distinct conclusion later, but my preliminary assessment is that, yes, we're seeing remnants of her early years.
Okay. So.
Look at this.
Uh,
How long ago would you say Scarlet was here? It looks like she was already studying ley lines.
Not surprising. She was well ahead of her peers. We Asura have been studying them for decades.
But you didn't know much about them.
They are elusive.
Is this what I think it is? It looks like ley lines. What do you think?
So I kind of have a problem with that. Asura have been studying them for years. They are elusive. And then we're going to find out they're not very elusive at all. I guess. But, okay. We'll get more on that later. So why are Scarlet's early years, like, important? Because we're going to start to get, because the backstory for Scarlet is the foreshadowing for Heart of Thorns after Season 2. So, and Season 2 is kind of lays that all out for us as we go through the season. Look at this drawing. Tell me what you think of it. I think it looks like crap. What do you think of it? Hand-drawn image is more symbolic than literal. Kind of like, so honest, like, all jokes aside, like what I would compare this to is like the DC Metro map, right? Because the DC Metro map is laid out almost like a circuit tree diagram in order to make it very easy to understand which trains stop at which stations. Now, this isn't like a plug for DC Metro because DC Metro is garbage. It's one of the worst. I've been on metros all over the world, and DC is by far one of the worst. But their map is very good because of the way it's laid out. And so this is more symbolic than literal. So this is laid out in a way that makes like relationships between different things understood with the pale tree at its heart. Why? Crude but strangely beautiful, like the DC Metro map. Do you think Scarlet made it? Maybe. Looks like it represents Tyria. Tyria, if you're a Sylvari, pale tree at the center. Didn't I hear that Scarlet strangled the pale tree in some vision she had? Jeez. Definitely had a love-hate relationship. Yeah.
You think she was evil back then?
She was misunderstood.
She had to have always been evil. You don't suddenly turn evil overnight.
What about the branded they did? They got corrupted.
Good point.
Oh, sassy little Tommy wins again. All right, who's got the next thing that...
tail.
that's actually kind of funny. That was a nice little touch.
Oh, it's a steam minotaur!
Ow! Do you mind?
Inside voice, please, Tiny.
Timmy, you sound like a harpy.
Yeah, but did you see?
I see.
You're not even looking!
I find that funny as well. All right, what is it, Tommy? A steam minotaur. Yeah, we've fought these before. Like, okay, a partially disassembled steam minotaur. Okay, got it. Why is this a big deal, Tommy? It may have been her prototype. It has flaws. What do you mean flaws? Oh, I couldn't possibly explain it to you in terms you understand. You'll just have to trust me. All right, Tommy. Like, whatever.
No one's ever going to be able to decipher Scarlet's chicken scratchings.
What?
What is all this Assur and googly mook anyway? These symbols and things make me nervous.
Those are alchemagical symbols. I'm not exactly sure what they mean either, but I'll figure it out with time.
Okay. Rocks. Her diary? Well, I want to read her diary. Like, everyone likes that, right? Reading another person's diary. Dear Diary. Writing longhand is for the birds. Okay. I mean, it's a personal decision, but that's fine. I respect it. I've discovered a device of a certain origin that will allow me to record my journal from this point forward. Good. Okay. Do not think I'm ungrateful to you. Are we talking to the book now? Apparently. But I must continue to evolve at every moment. The future awaits us all, and I plan to be amazing when it comes. And in a sense, she was, right? Okay. This will be my last entry on ink as an ink-splattering student. Starting tomorrow, I'm a researcher, an engineer, and a visionary. I confess to a mixture of fear and excitement. I believe I found one of the mythical ley lines, and if I can study it, well, my understanding of Tyrio's inner workings will increase in leaps and bounds. Who knows what the future will hold? Nothing good. Nothing good, Scarlet. Never been very magic-minded, and both Omad and Scarlet were crazy. I guess, but not necessarily, but I guess. To think that you can see the whole world in one moment, it's ridiculous. We will find out.
I think it's time to go. I've got more important things to do.
You do, maybe,
Kinda
but
true.
I don't. This is the biggest day of my life. Look at all this Scarlet paraphernalia.
I agree with Bram.
You would. Look, you guys can go, but
Whoa,
I'm not
throwing
leaving.
shade.
I need to document all this. I can use this to write the thesis that will make me famous.
I don't know.
She'll be okay. She's in a village. She's got a golem.
I guess it'll be okay. We'll be back for you later, Squeak. If you run into any trouble, find a Zephyrite. They can be trusted.
I will. Now stop worrying and let me get to work.
Ugh.
Let's get out of here, Bram. Between the dust and the weirdness, I'm done.
You be careful, kid. We'll be back later.
Alright, so I guess we're going to leave Tommy here to research, and we're going to
I'm
continue
ready. Let's go.
to what?
Tommy, stay out of trouble. We'll be back soon.
Continue to what? Master of Peace done bounced. This is as much information as we have is in this room. Hang on a second. There's a mention here of a miner who found the ley line hub Scarlet was looking for. I wonder if she's still there. Maybe you could go see her. She's a Norn named Tosca. Oh, now we actually have something now that everyone else walked out of the room. What are you going to do? I'm staying here. Do you realize the historical significance of this find? Not to mention the salvage rights. Yes, all important salvage rights. I'll be writing papers, treatises, dissertations. Cool. Have fun with that. Well, of course. So, well, no, of course you wouldn't, being you. But for an Asura, so I don't know if this dialogue is different if you are Asura. I hope so. I don't know. I've never played through this instance on Asura. I could go do it right now, but I don't want to. So, who knows? Who knows? I was fated to be the one who discovered it. Really? Yes, from the first moment I heard about her, that Scarlet's fate and... Oh, I knew from the first moment I heard about her that Scarlet's fate and mine were intertwined. And now I shall be her biographer. I only wish I had a chance to speak with her. Yeah, so the timey crush on Scarlet continues, right? What do you think she was doing at her? She found a ley line hub somewhere in this area. Well, that seems to be...
I need my supplies.
Scruffy, get her supplies. Hurry up, Scruffy. So that seems to be like a thing that we should follow up on, apparently. Oh, is this event happening again? Well, that's annoying. And this guy's like... I feel like it's a jerk move if we just leave this guy like on his own. Is it a jerk move? I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine, right? Let's go. Let's do this. Maybe we'll get some more keys and more, what are they called? The thingy things. The map currency. Geodes. Yeah, see? We got geodes. Alright, let's go find Miner Tosco. Right back into the mine. Weren't we just in the mine? This mine, man. It's like a center of gravity for Guild Wars 2 storytelling. Miner Tosca. Right next to Alana. We were just here talking to Alana. Now we're here talking to Miner Tosca.
Many happy greetings.
You lost? No. Looking for you.
Good hunting.
That's what the strange Savari female called the pocket of magical energy I tapped into when I was digging out in the waste beyond town. You don't want to go anywhere near that. Okay, just tell me. I was mining copper and broke through the inner chamber of the rock. Suddenly, a bright light blinded us all. We didn't go any deeper, too dangerous, but changed the direction of our digging. And you told the Savari? Yes. You should have seen her light up. It was as if Tix and Tox. Now that's a reference to Guild Wars 2 Christmas equivalent, which they call Winter's Day because, of course, Christmas is not inclusive. And I'm fine with that. Like it's kind of silly, but at the same time, like that's fine. Call it what you want. I don't care. But Winter's Day is Tix and Tox, right? Delivering toys. So, where is this pocket of magical energy? West of town. But it collapsed. I always suspected she collapsed it and dug her own way in. Well, we can't ask her about that because she's dead as a doornail. Because we killed her. And there's that mastery point. Awesome possum. Okay, well, since we just completed the first chapter, Gates of Maguuma, let's, for video purposes, let's wrap it up here, right? So what have we learned thus far? We now know that the person who sabotaged the Zephyrite fleet was Aaron, and Aaron's searching for a thing. Masterpiece would not give Aaron this thing, but it's a thing that somehow is associated with great power. But now our hunt to understand more about Aaron is running parallel to this new inquiry, or new line of inquiry, where Scarlet, her history traces back to this same region, and her hunt for ley lines took place here, and apparently she found one here. So now we're kind of pursuing that because Masterpiece done run off and we don't know anything more about Aaron right now. So maybe learning more about what Scarlet was doing here might kind of help us understand the entire thing better. So that is where we are at right now. And we will pick it up in the next video. We're going to continue streaming, but we will pick it up in the next video and begin the next chapter, which is called... What is the next chapter called? Next chapter is not that. We are in Season 2. Next chapter is Entanglement. So we will pick it up next time with Entanglement.